the president of the over 12,000 graduate and professional students at the University of Washington, and we are extremely concerned about the budget cuts. We're not just concerned about keeping UW's doors open and accessible, but we're concerned about the impacts of the budget cuts on the quality of our education.
Yeah.
In the past biennium, the UW has been forced to do more with less, and students are bearing the brunt of that burden. As a result of the cuts, we are seeing historical tuition increases, cuts in TA positions over 100, the loss of world-class faculty, larger class sizes, and reduced class offerings. Boo!
Boo!
We are here to speak to policymakers to invest in the UW because your investment, without your investment, UW and our state will be unable to remain a global leader in the global economy. We as students are doing our part to bear this burden by increasing and dealing with increased tuition and loan debt. We have a message to the legislature: fund financial aid and ensure that the dream of higher education remain a reality for all students. The proposed governor's budget slashes 3 out of the 4 graduate and professional student financial aid programs. It also cuts work study almost in half. A disinvestment in financial aid is not the right direction for this state. As I look across this crowd, I see future leaders, teachers, educators, scientists, politicians, etc. We deserve to be invested in because we are not only going to be productive citizens, but because the investment that legislators make in each of us is the investment in the global economy and the continued prosperity of our state. So our call to policymakers is simple. The students of the UW urge you to reinstate funding for higher education and ensure that our state continues to offer the promise of world-class education to all those in this state, to all Washingtonians. Thanks so much, and let me hear you bark.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi, my name is David Parsons. I'm a graduate student at UW, and I'm here because I'm the president of the union for teaching assistants, research assistants, tutors, graders, and other student employees at the University of Washington. We are UAW Local 4121. And I know a lot of you in the crowd are members of the union, and I know some of you who become tutors, TAs, RAs, trainees might become our members soon. And I just want to say a couple of things. First of all, thank you so much to your student leadership for doing a great job of organizing an event like this today. It's so critical in these times. You know, I think that we're all here to some extent because we recognize the value and stand behind a strong, robust public education in this state. And we know how important it is that our education remain public and that it remain accessible. We're the beneficiaries of decisions that were made 40, 50 years ago when the government decided to invest heavily in higher education. And here we are today with a world-class university that we're getting training in, we're able to get jobs, we're able to contribute to the community as a result of. But right now, we're at risk of losing that. And if our legislature and key stakeholders in the state don't start making decisions to invest in ways that are going to benefit future generations, this university could really suffer and in the coming generation. And I'll tell you what, my kids are standing up there. They're 4 years old. I really hope that in 15 years they're going to be back here on this steps and be just as proud of UW as we are all today. Just going to say one more quick thing. We stand for access to higher education, and we all know that one way that access is preserved is by keeping tuition affordable. We're going to fight till the end to keep tuition affordable. But I want to mention, too, another way in which we keep higher education accessible is by preserving the workforce that ensures that as students we have the best education. And part of that workforce is teaching assistants and research assistants. approximately 50% of undergraduate contact hours are provided by TAs and tutors, and research assistants at the university are the critical piece that enables the university to bring in $1 billion of research funding. And if we don't keep tuition affordable, if we don't fund the workforce that makes this university work, we're going to be in a lot more trouble. Organize colleagues, let's keep working on this. Great start today. We'll see you soon.
Hello, Huskies! My name is Madeline McKenna. I'm the president of the Associated Students of UW at Seattle. And it is so inspiring to see the energy in this crowd, to see such committed student advocates for higher education. And I just wanted to say that just by being here today, just your presence is making a huge statement. By being here, you are saying that no one should be denied a college degree because they can't afford it. You're saying no one should be denied a college degree because they're a parent or because they have a family to take care of. By being here, you're saying that the University of Washington is the single most important institution to the future of Washington. And as the students of the University of Washington, that we will be the generation that will propel Washington's economy into the next century. Now, it's true that the challenges before us are great. Our state is facing one of the largest budget shortfalls in its history, and higher education is one among many priorities competing for limited state resources. In our state and across the nation, the crisis in public higher education funding has sparked a heated debate about how to fix our broken funding models and, most importantly, who should pay for it. Now, these challenges need to be met with resolve and creative thinking. Students need to be active participants in that conversation. And with all higher education stakeholders, it is possible to restore some sanity to education funding in this state. But change doesn't happen by itself. It has always taken a group of committed, passionate people who stand up to make change happen. And my fellow Huskies, today you have taken that stand. You have said yes to being part of the solution. And I wanted to thank you so much for being here, for your leadership, for your creative thinking. Have a good lobby day. Huskies on the Hill 2011. Can I hear you bark? Thank you. And now it is my privilege to introduce to you Cruz Cradle, UW Tacoma alumni and former ASUW president.
Who here is an alum of UW? Okay, all three of us graduated from UW, and you all will soon too. Before I begin, though, I think you should all give yourself a round of applause for being here and supporting higher education. The last time I was here speaking at the Capitol, we were chanting. All right. The last time I was here at the Capitol, we were chanting "Knowledge is power," and a lot has changed since last year. What hasn't changed, however, is the increasing need for educated people, not only in this world, but in the state. Now that I have graduated, I can better appreciate the opportunities that were afforded to me. Most importantly is that I was a proud, very, very proud Husky Promise student. Who here is a Husky Promise student? That's something to be proud of. It is important for everyone to understand that even with financial aid, even with the financial aid I received, I still worked part-time at a grocery store. I served in student government. I worked another job and commuted to school from my parents' house. And all these efforts were just so that I could go to school and help out my family. The financial aid I received still made something so difficult obtainable to reach. As a matter of fact, the reason my siblings and others in my family didn't go to college was simply because we never had the funds to do so. But because of my degree, I have now landed a management training position with Albertsons. I have started a rental property business in Lakewood. And I have inspired members of my family, such as my older sister, to pursue an education. And one of my goals for my family, my future family, my current family, and everyone, generations in my family to come, is to make going to college a tradition.